Hello, this is Aaron from the IT Empire. This video is about should I buy a iPhone 4S or the brand new Samsung Galaxy Nexus? Well, last week Apple announced their iPhone 4S. Not everyone was happy with it. I personally wanted a bigger screen. That was really the major thing. So I started looking at the alternatives like Android's the Android operating system, and I found that the Samsung Galaxy S was pretty good, but then after a little bit of research I discovered that they'll be releasing a new phone, which is the Samsung Galaxy Nexus, and that was announced a few days ago, and I thought I'd make a video about if you should wait for the Samsung Galaxy Nexus or purchase the iPhone 4S. So the phones themselves, the iPhone 4S just looks exactly the same as the iPhone 4, which I have with me here. Pretty basic, standard looking. It was a nice phone a year ago, looking in my personal opinion, but it's just the design is a bit stale now. You see this everywhere you go. And let's also have a look at the photos of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus. Now, I think it's a really nice looking phone. You might think that the screen size is a bit too big, but I think since there's a really small bezel, that it's not going to really feel too out of the ordinary, especially if you're already used to using, say, a 4.3-inch screen of the Samsung Galaxy S2. And also, even for an iPhone 4 user, I've held bigger screens in my hand. It doesn't really feel awkward. Now, I got reasonable size hands. If you're a female, however, or you're small, it might feel a little bit too big. So I would try it out in the shop, obviously, before you purchase it. But the looks of it is really nice. It looks really sleek. But yeah, I'll just let you have a look yourself. Also, just a little extra is the Samsung Galaxy Nexus doesn't have any home or any physical buttons at all, apart from the volume rocker and the power sleep. That's a new addition in Ice Cream Sandwich. And just as a comparison, the iPhone 4S has the home button still, just like its predecessor. And also, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus won't have a physical camera capture button, which the iPhone now has in the latest edition of iOS. Now let's just have a look at some of the specs between the two phones, rather than just discussing the popularity. Now the Samsung Galaxy Nexus has a really nice screen from what I've seen of it from the video, 4.65 inches. Now, part of that are the buttons, but it's still running at 1280 by 720, and that's 316 pixels per inch. But it's also a Super AMOLED, which is really nice, as we've seen on the Samsung Galaxy S2 and also the Samsung Note, which we've seen in one of the events in Germany recently. Now, the iPhone 4S has the same Retina display as the iPhone 4, which we know still always has been, since it was released, the highest pixels per inch, which is 326. But the screen size, again, is only 3.5 inches. So if you're looking for a big screen, gone dark there, if you're looking for a big screen or a really nice, bright-looking screen, I'm going to have to say the Samsung Galaxy Nexus wins, even though the resolution, the pixels per inch, sorry, on the iPhone 4S is higher. Let's speak about the cameras. The iPhone 4S, the main selling point, really, apart from Siri, is the camera. Now, it is an amazing camera. It is virtually like an actual digital camera in your phone. It has an extra lens from last year's model, which was the iPhone 4. It has a larger aperture, which lets in extra light. And from what I've seen, the field of depth is really nice on this camera, so you won't be disappointed at all if you do purchase it, if you're really into the cameras. Now, we haven't seen the Samsung Galaxy Nexus's camera properly yet, only, I assume, highly rendered photos from Samsung themselves. But it's only a 5 megapixel, but as you say, you can't really judge a camera on the megapixels. It's really the lenses, how much light is let in, and the general brightness of the pictures. And from what I've seen, it looks pretty good, but again, until it's released, we can't really say it. I personally don't think it's going to be as nice as the iPhone 4S's. And also adding to the cameras, which I forgot about, the iPhone 4S has a stabilization feature, which looks pretty impressive from what I've seen. Apparently, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus also has a similar feature, which uses the gyroscope and everything to make a stable picture. Now, until it's been released to the public, we can't really make a judgment on that yet. And let's add another addition to the cameras. The Samsung Galaxy Nexus has a 0-second shutter speed, or 0.1 or 0.01 second shutter speed, which means as soon as you press that capture button, you have a photo straight away. So that can come in handy a lot. I know I've personally wanted to take photos at a specific moment, or to capture something specific, and I've really missed out on it because my iPhone 4 lags behind slightly, and it just doesn't have that speed. But let's speak about the video recording. Now, the iPhone 4S finally records in 1080p. Now, that's one feature I know a lot of YouTubers have been wanting, just for videos on the road, etc. And I know that's going to bring, especially with that the video stabilization, that's really going to bring a high quality of videos for everyone on YouTube and for your personal videos. Okay, so the Samsung Galaxy Nexus also shoots in 1080p, and I've just checked, and they're both at the same frame rate, which is 30 frames per second. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus is lacking a flash, which the iPhone 4S has, and so does the iPhone 4, its predecessor. The flash, I personally think it's a little bit bright, but there's a few ghetto measures for fixing that. You can put a little bit of tape over it, you can put something over it to make it a little less bright. But that could be a little bit of an issue, because I know I've used the flash a fair bit, especially if I'm out at night, etc. I want to take a photo. It does come in handy, so that's a little bit lacking. The camera is definitely where the iPhone 4S excels. We'll still have to see how the pictures are on the of the Samsung, but yeah, the iPhone 4S looks to be the best camera on a phone we've seen yet. Okay, now let's speak about the actual hardware of the phones. Now, the Samsung Galaxy Nexus is running a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor, and while the iPhone 4S is running the dual-core A5. The RAM on the Samsung Galaxy Nexus is 1 gig, and the iPhone 4S is unspecified, but we just assume it's the same as the iPhone 4, I think, which is 512 meg. But having said that, the iPhone 4S is obviously the only, or is one of the only specific phones that use iOS 5, so it's really optimized for that amount of RAM. Since the Samsung Galaxy Nexus is really a Google phone, that is also semi-optimized for the ice cream sandwich, is semi-optimized for that specific phone, but also you got to think it is the first ice cream sandwich phone, but they are going to be transferring the operating system onto lots of other devices, so it may not have in the long run the support that the iPhone 4S has for its operating system, which could present a problem, but it might not. We'll have to see how it unfolds and how much support the companies have for each other. It's really going to be interesting to see how they implement the universal software of Android and put it on the platform and try to make it optimized. Now, Apple are the best at this in the world on the phone market, but it will be really interesting to see if this is their first real competition for optimization. Now, we know Android have all the specs. They all have. They've had dual cores for over a year. They're going to have the first quad core, but it's really the optimization. So this can be the test. If they can sort this one out, they have a bright future ahead. Okay, so let's mention one of the main features of the iPhone 4S, which is Siri, which is the voice-activated assistant, really. You've already seen the videos. I don't really need to explain this. If you haven't, maybe check out a video of someone who actually has it on their device. That is the major selling point of the iPhone 4S. But Samsung Galaxy Nexus, I assume on Android, will have some form of competition. There already is a similar feature on Android. It's not as good by any means, but you can still say sentences. It's a lot. It's a big improvement over the old iPhone voice control. My phone's going off. But yeah, Siri, if you haven't heard of it, I would check it out. There should be videos. There. Wrong way. Don't know where I'm going. There. About Siri. And if you have any questions about it, I can maybe get my hands on an iPhone 4S at some point and do some videos. It all depends how many subscribers we get. Hint, hint. But yeah, that's one of the main features of the iPhone 4S. Okay, so just to finish off the video and wrap everything up, that was our little preview of the specs and hardware of the Samsung Galaxy Nexus in comparison to the iPhone 4S. Now, if you could like, subscribe, rate our videos, comment, feedback to us, we'd really like to make this channel bigger and have more videos. But we really need your help to do this. So if you could help us out. Ask us questions. If you have any video requests at all and you're subscribed, at this point in time we'll specifically make a video for you. That's how we're looking after our subscribers at the moment. So if you'd like to subscribe, there, like, there, and rate us. And this has been Aaron from the IT Empire. See you later.